Welcome back to the Better Than Yesterday podcast / YouTube, where we try to objectively give you information, motivation, and realness. 5 topics. Today is Monday, April 20th, 2020, episode 171. First topic. Did segregation hurt my people? It's always been kind of like a question since I was a kid. I've talked to different people, and we discussed this, like segregation. It was something that needed to be done, but I wondered, did it help? Did it make my people, in a sense, lazy? Did we want to try to be included so much that we forgot to help ourselves as much? For many years, I thought, well, maybe we did, but recently, through my educating myself with the books I'm reading and everything, I don't think it did help. I don't think it did hurt us, because there were so many systematic things that were pushed against us. So no matter how hard we tried, certain things would supersede that and stop us from getting to that point. I mean, you could think about things of the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the people in Philadelphia that got bombed in the 80s, cities, Roswell, or what is it? No, I'm sorry, not Roswell. That's the UFO stuff, but the Rosewood, all that, those are like societies that we set up, all the different things that happened after Reconstruction, after slavery, for the first 11 years until we got the president, I can't think of the name of the president right now, but fact of the matter is, I don't think segregation hurt us, but at the same token, I just think as we continue to move forward and get more inclusive in all different industries, that we got to keep bringing more and more of our people along. So just my thoughts on that. We can further detail that on another episode. Topic 2, what works for your narrative? You know, like last night was a perfect example of working with your narrative. You know, we got a lot of affirmation stuff going on in social media, and people, like, when they make their points, they bring up articles and things like that support their articles, and it's totally biased. See, me, I like to go with the other side, get some information from the other side, find an objective source, and find somebody that's into the information and form them all together to help my argument. So last night, perfect example, the Jordan documentary on. They're trying to tell a story, but they're actually being pretty subjective and showing different sides of the Bulls and Michael Jordan era. So for me, I used that total ammo, kind of trolled a little bit, but it was all true information. Now, I respect them, I respect the game, I respect what the Bulls did back then, but what works for your narrative? You know, people put things out that best works for their narratives. For me last night, a lot of information that was given, these are facts, it worked for my narrative. Topic 3. I always said, you know, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday was Jackie Robinson Day for the Major League Baseball. And typically they have like a huge ceremony and all that going on, but with, you know, the pandemic, we're unable. This would have normally been around the baseball season. They always have all 42 day where they have all the teams wear number 42 and show mad love to Jackie Robinson. Fact of the matter I'm trying to get to is I always say I wanted Jackie Robinson's patience and perseverance. Now, many would say he was not the best player coming out of Negro leagues when they selected and brought him into the major league, but they knew that he was a very patient, amazing man, like I said, with the perseverance and just no matter what was thrown his way. If you ever saw that movie 42, you saw he did struggle a little bit, but he worked through it. He had a lot of people around him. He was strong. Not any man could have did what he did. So I always say I hope to get that patience and perseverance to fight no matter what goes on, to be patient, to just calm down, be positive, and understand what's going on and the magnitude of any situation. So shout out to Jackie Robinson. Again, it was his day last week, middle end last week. And I just, wanted to bring that up because I always said that. Patience and perseverance, Jackie Robinson. Topic 4, Richard Nixon. Man, look, for years, man, I kept it to myself with Richard Nixon. I think a lot of people agree with me. I mean, he just was a terrible person. I mean, just the legislation, the policies that he inflicted that personally hurt my people, black people. And I mean, you got the Watergate situation. He just wasn't a good dude. His political stance and all that. I mean, he was essentially a person that started the war on drugs. You know, it was essentially, I was told, it was to bring down hippies and black folk. Hippies were really against him. They didn't like the way his involvements with like Vietnam and all those type of wars going on, and the way his hard hand approaches things or whatever. So it was essentially to bring down hippies and black folks, or all those different type of things. But like, you know, Richard Nixon, I don't know anybody who says he's a good president. I just wanted to spotlight that today because it was just in this book I'm reading right now. And like I said, the legislation when it came to like the redlining and things like that, keeping my people from buying homes and being in certain areas of neighborhoods and cities and towns and all that, that just kind of, I was like, wow, I didn't even know he was involved in that too. I knew about the war on drugs. He was just not for anybody. He was all about himself. I just didn't understand anybody like him. I need to know, reach out to me, tell me why you like him, because I can't find any legislation or policy that he did that was good to me. Final topic 5. Okay, so we 2 months away from it. Juneteenth, well, a little over 2 months, or less than 2 months. Juneteenth, it'd be June 19, 1865 is when slaves were freed for the first time. And so, like I said, recently, that's why you're getting all these topics. I'm in this book right now. It's called The Color of Law. It's starting to kind of push a lot of things. I knew a lot of things, but it's just kind of refreshing my mind. Why as black people do we not celebrate Juneteenth? Like I had heard since like my ninth grade year. I was like 14 years old. My teacher, I remember distinctly, we were talking about 4th of July, and he was like, I don't know why you celebrating that, because our people wasn't free. He was a black male teacher, which is a unique thing in its own right, but that's another story. For years, I always questioned 4th of July. You know, I get it. We got dressed up. We ate out, this and that. But it was never a free time for us. It was free time for this country. So, you know, it is historical and it matters. But for us, we didn't get freed our ancestors until June 19th of 1865. So I think that's going to be something that I'll look to celebrate more just moving forward in my future, because I just feel like it's important to me. Everybody else has these holidays that they care about, and this is one of those things that I think it might not be important to everybody else, but it's definitely important to me. And the thought of just this whole topic came from me watching this new show on Netflix. It's called Black AF, and it talks about Kenya Barris and his family and the fact that they support Juneteenth a little bit more than others. And, you know, I remember when I was down south as a youngster, Juneteenth was a big deal in Little Rock, Arkansas, where I was at. So certain places have it, some places don't. I don't know how big it is now. That was over 20 years ago when I was down there. So it's just something, you know, I just want to put that in people's mind. Like I said, June 19, 1865, that was the first day the slaves were free. And a lot of people, you know, over across the country celebrate. It's not mass like 4th of July, but it is very historical and important. Anyway, thanks for listening to the Better Than Yesterday podcast and watching the Better Than Yesterday YouTube. Today, again, is Monday, April 20th, 2020, episode 171. Look, things are starting to ease up. So, hey, still got things you can do around the way. Attack them goals.